All right, back with Derek Hill, founder and president of Advantage Mortgage. Derek, we're continuing our conversation about those things that, if our mission statement is to help mortgage professionals get back to what they love, then part of what we're doing in accomplishing that goal is solving for pain points. And one of the pain points we talked about that sometimes exists within organizations but often doesn't is this ability to uh, have collaboration within the organization, not just as an accident that occurs because some people are kind and nice and thoughtful, but as a systemic part of the organizational design and structure. So let's talk about this idea of collaboration and what Advantage has done to not only facilitate collaboration by design, but some of the organic collaboration that has cropped up as a result of some of the quality people that you have hired in the past years.
Wow, yeah. We just every organization has great people, right? The
Right.
retail channel has some of the best loan officers out there. They're great originators, they're great operators. Um, but within that, sometimes organizations say they have collaboration, and maybe they do. All I can do is speak to the team that we have, and every single person on this team is so gracious, and they just want to help. Even my people that are doing 4 or 5 million a month, they will take the time if you want it. We're not going to
Right.
push a rope. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but it's hard to push a rope, right?
Right.
So if people want to be pulled, if they want help and they're willing to work with you, we have so many people that are willing to share and support you.
Well, let's talk about the ways that's done both by design, which would be Loan Officer Collaborative on Thursdays. I may have gotten the name wrong, and Making Money Mondays. And let's talk about the ways after that. Let's talk about the ways that that just kind of happens organically because of the nature of the quality people you've hired.
Yeah, so we obviously have an every other week loan officer collaborative call, and we just get on, and usually I lead it, and we just talk about a specific topic, but then it typically goes into scenarios or situations or things that people are struggling with or want help with or have ideas about, and we collaborate. And that's every other week. And then another loan officer, Kristen Bawick, she does Making Money Mondays, where she's got a team of loan officers that all get on this call, and they talk about their wins, and they talk about, again, ideas. It's kind of a coaching type of scenario, but then they get on teams and they call prospective clients and pass database, and they do it on teams together, and they message each other. Okay, left message, left voicemail, talk to a person, and they do that for an hour. And yeah, it's a great little team. But on top of that, at any time we have a team's LO chat group, and somebody puts out a question on the LO chat, and you'll get a half a dozen people chiming in. Hey, do this or try this or give me a call. They just, everybody just chimes in. We have an LOA chat group, so they have their own chat. We have a processor chat group. Um, we have, uh, yeah, I mean, just everybody, nobody has egos. Everybody here just wants to help. But again, you have to want
Yeah,
it.
it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to experience it firsthand. And again, I know a lot of the people that work here. Though I'm fairly new, I have a lot of history with a lot of the people that work here, and it's just been borne out that they are consistent with who they are. Kristen has really gone above and beyond. She's taken this every Monday thing and turned it into a real cult following here in the organization. And you're right, people just are generous enough to share. And that gets back to, my primary job here is to help the company grow by helping internally in any way I can, but also to be out there talking to people who might want to consider Advantage as their home. And what I love about the approach that you and I discussed before I came to work here is we're not using a shotgun, we're using a rifle. We're very specific about who we want to join us, whether it's a processor, an LOA, a scenario desk person, or a loan originator. We want to make sure we're hiring people that are going to fit this organization. Doesn't mean they're all going to be huge producers. It doesn't mean they're all going to be low producers. It doesn't mean anything about their personal production numbers. It simply means that they're committed to their own success, and they're committed to a collaborative environment and treating people with respect and dignity and understanding that they're part of an overall system rather than just an individual free agent.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that makes it fun. It makes it fun for me because then you can always make hiring mistakes, right? But then you tend to get to work with people you really like and want to work with. And that makes that's back to that getting back to helping mortgage professionals
I was
be.
I was just gonna say when it's fun and everybody's having fun, the stresses and the pressures aren't as big a deal. Loan officers, we all need answers, and even processors and LOAs. When we need something, we need it. And sometimes in the retail channel, I'm not gonna say the retail channel. Let me go back. In my previous companies that I worked with, it would take forever to get an answer. In some cases, I'd be like, and then what happens? The loan officer ends up asking four people just
Right.
because they want an answer. So now I got four people doing the same thing, and everybody's spending time helping this one person rather than just. So that's why, in our system we have the yellow chat. We have, you can go to the yellow chat and then boom, people can just go, yeah, this is what you need to do with your income, or no, you don't need this, or it's quick and it's efficient and it's helpful. People aren't, sometimes I remember feeling like I got the eye roll in the email, right? Like, oh, not Derek again. It's not that way. We definitely love helping, and everybody's just like, yeah, here, do this or try this, and it helps you keep the ball moving.
It's funny when we were talking with Craig Davis and really drilling down into our mission statement, and we landed on this, and I liked it from the get-go, helping mortgage professionals get back to what they love. It just sounded a little too soft to me at first. I'm a former football player, and it's get down in the mud and the grit and the grime and nail that guy across the line of scrimmage from you. Uh, but it really isn't soft at all. It's
Mm-mm.
really fundamental about taking away the things that cause discomfort, disruption, and pain,
Hmm.
solving for X, and making this business less about overcoming unnecessary obstacles and more about dealing with the obstacles that already exist that are real and persistent and permeate every aspect of this
Hmm.
business from time to time, but to do it in an environment where you can have people you can rely on, have systems you can rely on, and that is what makes it fun again.
We do have a lot of fun. Again, this business is challenging enough as it is, and you know, it's not nobody's perfect as far as borrowers are borrowers, transactions are transactions, but when you've got a group of people that you could talk to and laugh about it and help you get over the hurdles easier, faster, to where maybe the pain isn't quite so bad, right? Maybe I remember being at a 9 all the time in a
Right.
level of frustration, and I was just at a 9, and just like, and now it's like, okay, I'm at a 4, and every once in a while, you get a frustration, but it's one out of 50 deals. As long as we've within our system, as far as learning how we originate and how we do things, we have a way. And when you're in that, you see how much better it can be and how much easier it could be. And just that, and everybody is there to help. So that collaboration is there. How do I set up a file? What do I do? What lender should I use for this? That it's Anyway, I
While
don't
that
know. I'm
collaborative
stumbling over
mindset
myself.
that collaborative mindset must start from the top down. But what makes it powerful, what makes it systemic is when if it starts from the top down and those are the kind of people you look for and hire, then it becomes bottom up. And that's when it becomes really powerful. When it's not you driving this, everybody should be collaborative, but when you just hire people who think like that, who act like that, who are like that, now you have bottom up collaboration. Now you have bottom up team support and that's just really powerful. Then it's in the DNA of the organization.
Well, yeah, and motivate people are motivated by um let me put it this way, they're not motivated by dictators,
Right.
right? I've seen loan officers that want to just dictate and just hammer on people and do what I say, and I've let people go that were big producers because they were so hard on ops staff. And inevitably, when I let them go, our company volume went up. It
I
happens
agree.
every time. And
Yeah.
so now moving forward, I'm super protective on making sure we have people that have the right mindset, that we're a team and we're going to work together as a team and we have to communicate as a team. And that's where the collaboration comes in. Yeah, we could talk about LO support and processor support and all that stuff, but at the same time, you have a team of people and you got to communicate. If I'm a quarterback and I call a play and my wide receiver does something wrong, I don't just yell at him and throw the football in his face or, tell him to get the hell out of the game. I'm like, dude, come here. Remember this one? Oh, yeah. People are human, right? Okay, yeah, I got it. Next time, or whatever. Or that same wide receiver comes to me and goes, I'm wide open every time on this play. Oh, sweet. Right? That's the same thing. Our process would be like, hey, if we just did this tweak, man, we could be so much better. And that's the collaboration that our whole organization works off of is how can we get better? It's not an ego of who's right or wrong, right? Because sometimes that's sometimes how people are, right? Well, I'm right. Man, it's not about being right. It's about getting things done and doing it in a way that the consumer has a great experience and then you get more referrals. So it's all about how we get better together. That's really a big part of our collaboration.
It's a great way to wrap up the conversation on collaboration. Thanks again, Derek. I really appreciate your time.
You bet. Talk to you soon.